With film stocks being taken off the market every year, I really applaud companies like Cinestill, who are brave enough to introduce new lines of film into the market. However, calling Cinestill 400D new isn't technically accurate. When you do a little bit of research, you will find out that Cinestill 400D is repackaged Kodak Vision 3 motion picture film. Some of the best movies by my favorite directors have been shot on Kodak Vision 3, so I just had to get some and try it out for myself. But, as Cinestill is all too eager to tell you on their website, it isn't just repackaged Kodak Vision 3. Recently, I took a trip to Amsterdam with my girlfriend, where I shot my first roll of Cinestill 400D. All the photos you're seeing in this video are from that first roll. They are developed and scanned at medium resolution by my local lab Fotowereld in Utrecht. If you're in the Netherlands, really recommend these guys, they're great. And I have done no further editing to these photos color-wise. I've only done a little bit of cropping and horizon correction. Motion picture film has something called a Rem-jet layer. This is a protective layer on top of the film, which protects the film from scratching. It protects against static from the movement as well, and something called halation, which we'll get to in a little bit. Because motion picture film has this layer on top of it, it cannot be processed through the regular color film processing process. Instead, you need to use a process called ECN2. Now, Cinestill uses a chemical process to remove this Rem-jet layer, allowing the film to be processed with the regular C41 development chemicals. Also, removing this layer is what gives Cinestill's film stocks some of its defining characteristics. If I had to describe this film stock in one word, it would be warm. I love how it renders the colors. There's just so much depth, and unsurprisingly from something that is motion picture film, it just feels cinematic, overused as that word may be. Its closest competitor would be the Portra line, also from Kodak. Now personally, I have not shot any Portra 400 yet, but I have shot a roll of Portra 160, and while also extremely beautiful, those photos seem to have a little bit of a blue cast to them, whereas this roll of Cinestill has a more balanced feel to it. Obviously, shooting at golden hour will yield you the best results for this film, but even outside of it, you can get some beautiful photos. Alright, let's talk about one of the defining features of Cinestill film. Halations. This is the phenomena that shows up around your highlights. If you've seen any shots taken on Cinestill 800, this effect is a little bit more pronounced on that film stock, but it still shows up on the 400D as well. There will be a little bit of bleed around these edges of the brighter areas, and also this kind of reddish halo effect on spot highlights. Now, personally, I really like this effect, and knowing that this is how it shows up, I'll definitely be keeping this in mind when I shoot this stock again, and trying to incorporate it on purpose in my photos, whereas currently it's just kind of showing up randomly in some of my pictures. Now, if you aren't a fan of this effect and would still like to get similar quality pictures, I would recommend you shoot something like Kodak Vision 3 film that doesn't have the Rem-jet layer removed. For example, you can get some Silver Salts film, which is repackaged Kodak Vision 3. And I'm here in Budapest right now for a month, and at a local camera store here, I found some Kodak Vision 3 that they repackaged themselves, so I got a roll of that as well. Keep in mind that this does have to be processed with the ECN2 process, and not all labs will be able to do that. Although I know for Silver Salts you can send it to their offices in Stuttgart and they will process it for you. Overall, I'd say Cinestill 400D is top of the line for 35mm film. It's readily available. Every decent camera store I've been to has a large supply of it in stock every time. The colors are beautiful, it's really warm, it pops, and it really has the ability to elevate your images to a next level. It is a little pricey, however, but beauty comes at a cost. If you haven't yet, I highly recommend you try some for yourself. I hope you got some value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.